Hello. Oh, that's not. Hello. Hello. Actually, hold on. I turned this one on. Should make more light. There we go. Hi everyone. How y'all doing? My name is Chris Collected. I'm a queer subversive artist specializing in digital and physical media. Today, what we're going to do is a little live stream. I'm going to cut these two rugs out, and what they are is flags. Specifically, if we switch to the front. Oh, I just wanted this one. Okay. So, what you have here is a transgender flag. What you have here is a transgender flag. But if you notice, this one is much darker than this one. And so what we're going to talk about today is which one of these looks better. I think this one does. This one is white, pink, and blue. This one almost is like fuchsia. You see what I'm saying? It's like the wrong color. But it is both pink. So when I bought this one, Carlson 1 pound, pink, all right? And then this one is called Big Twist. And also, they call it pink. Technically, they call this one rose. Medium rose. And they call this one soft pink. And so, that's all the store had, right? You know, at the end of the day, I'm just doing whatever the store had, right? So I ended up buying both brands. The Caron brand and the Big Twist brand. I then made identical rugs, same size, same shape, identical in every way. Each one same here, all that, which I did really easy. There are orange lines that go left to right, and I just used that. So that's, each one is 1 bar, which is 2 inches, if you're curious. And so what we have here is the final product. Now, I'm going to switch it back over to the back side. The reason why I'm going to do that is you don't just tuft a rug. So we started with some yarn and this gun right here. Boop, 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 boop. Cool little thing, right? Has a gun, you know, pretty cool. All right, pretty cool. So we have that, right? And then we made all of this. Then I took some putty and actually made a reel of this. So if you want to see me putting the glue on this, then you can see that. Okay? And I love how bouncy it is, right? So what we're going to do, take a pair of scissors. These are cute ones, aren't they? Those are cute. And then I'm actually going to move you guys up. Here. You. There we go. There we go. So, what we're going to do is cut these out. So, if you see here, I already cut the fabric itself. And so what we're going to do is going to cut it even closer. All the way around and then through the middle as well. 2 individual rugs. So let's go ahead and do that. How I like to do it is I like to pull it, you know, just the top down and then go straight down. Leaving an inch. See? And then we're going to cut across. As you can see, because it's so heavy, it wants to come out. Very fitting for a transgender rug that it wants to come out. For anyone not aware of what transgender is, it is when you were born with one gender and you would like to switch that to another. It's a natural part of life and 100% okay thing. I am non-binary myself, and actually dedicated this specific one to my only long-term relationship I've ever been in was with a transgender woman. And so I made this flag in honor of her, because I learned a ton from her about myself and about, you know, the struggles of other people. And so this one I'm gonna keep for myself. In fact, both of them I'll keep for myself as a demo of like different colors and that kind of thing. But yeah, so effectively this is a finished rug, quote unquote, right? Because obviously it's not really finished. You know, you have all of this. So what we're going to have to do is make it into a finished rug. So let's, okay, actually one more thing first before we move on. This is how I have left my thing, right? So what we're going to end up doing is cut that off, and then we have this extra piece. I specifically went out and bought a little tiny frame. Now this frame might end up being too big. Yeah, I think it may be a tiny bit too big. But you don't have to waste fabric, okay? You don't have to waste it. So what you do is buy a small frame. This one, again, probably still too big. I probably need to do it an inch narrower, because it just barely fits on these ones. So I bet I get a like inch smaller and it'd be perfect. Then you buy carpet tack, which is this stuff right here. They sell, I mean, very cheap, like a couple dollars for feet and feet of it. So literally just one of those you buy, I think it's like $4 or $5. Literally very, very cheap. And then there you go. You can keep reusing your old stuff and make little things, coasters, maybe someone's name, something like that. You know what I mean? I could make keychains and all kinds of things. So what I'm going to do is just fold these up for now, and you kind of make the decision of like which way do you want to go. And for this one I was like, I'd rather do this bottom piece smaller and then do the top piece, these long pieces, longer, alright, and keep these small pieces small. And if you look at something like this, what's cool about this fabric is that that's not broken. You know, in a lot of fabrics, that would be done for. You would be like, oh no, not usable, because it's so screwed up. But look at that. We had big holes, right? Literally just rub your finger on it and the hole goes away. Because this fabric wants to kind of go back to its original state. And so yeah, you just have to like rub your finger along any of the parts that were a little messed up, and you'll unmess them up. Same thing here. Oh, hello! Hello CFL, hello WD. I'm finishing up a rug and showing, this is what I'm going to do. Keep the little scraps, and then they can be put onto here later, and I can still make rugs out of this. So we're not going to waste it. And then one more little piece. And again, these can all be fixed. You just like take your little finger there, rub it, rub it, rub it, rub it, rub it, and you see the hole's gone. So still 100% usable. And if you're worried about it fraying, you could take it to a serger. I own a serger, and I could serge that to make sure it won't fray. You know, not 100% necessary, but you know, if you're like right on the border, you're like, oh man, this is gonna, you know, ruin it. You know, serge it. When in doubt, serge. Okay, so we have our two rugs. from the two different companies of yarn. This one was from Big Twist. This one is from Carlson Yarn. Exact same rug, exact same colors, essentially. Like this was the blue, this was the pink, this was the white of each of them. Okay, so we're going to take it over to my other station and show you how I put, the next step, which is sealing the sides, and then I'll show you how I put the backing on too. And we'll get a few rugs finished here today. All right, so let's go switch over. I wish I had a fancy transition for this. I don't have that worked out just yet, but we'll get there. So I'm gonna take you guys on a little adventure. Boom. Let's put you right here. Yay! A big old mess. My big old mess of a desk. Isn't that cute? I got a big old mess of a desk right now, but I'm working on it, getting it better and better. So, here's what we're going to do. We are going to look at this rug. So, I like this one better. As I said before, there were two brands. I used Big Twist and Carlson 1 pound. This is the one I'm going to keep buying, which is this rug right here. So, what we're going to do onto both of these rugs, we are going to seal it up a little bit. Now, currently, I am using glue all. This is a big 1 pound tub of glue all. That is what I am currently using. I am going to switch to hot glue eventually, but for now, not yet. Not yet. You know what? Let's put this like this, so it's in the shot like that. That's cute. All right. So what we're going to do is simply, let's see. Make sure it's open first. But yeah, you literally just put glue all down on it, and then fold it over, pulling on it until you actually see this part. You know what? Let's get you a lot closer. Okay. So, as you can see, what I have done, yeah. Okay. So as you can see, what I've done is taken the rug, gotten it, very flat, and then pressed down all that glue. You actually kind of see the glue starting to come through it. Same thing here again. Taking a large amount of glue. And then it's okay to go onto the actual thing too. Into the actual rug backing there. And yeah, you just want to pull as you're doing that. Pull. And see, just kind of pressing it down trying to maintain a nice straight line. Only thing straight about me is my rug, so. And of course we get lots of glue bits on our little fingers, and that's okay. Doing art is messy. There we go. Again, pull it tight, and then give that a good press. And if it's not sticking, do it again. And sometimes I do it on the top too, to really get that stuff to go through the loose bits that are there. Because they won't matter anymore. Once they are stuck down, that's really all that matters. And we'll just kind of throw some on top of there, just to help that get down. This is why a lot of people switch to hot glue. It's because hot glue obviously works so much faster. You know what? I should take this off. There we go. Alright. And you know, the fun thing about art is that, you know, especially functional art like what I'm doing, the fun thing about it is you can eventually use it. So literally, like at my feet right now, alright, this is my feet, that's my rug I made. So that's the rug I made, and so now it's my little rest area. Go like that. There we go. That'll be a better view. Okay. You know, I sit here and I try to work out these views before the live stream, and then like I can never get it to go back. I'm like, oh, I love that position, and then I can never get it to go back to that way. And I'm like, I don't know why. So I'm gonna have to buy more tripods and like leave things in this spot. You know what I mean? Be like, all right, that's the spot that tripod is. One thing that's convenient about this rug is because I started and finished on an orange line, I could literally just pull it to where I can see the orange line. And suddenly, it's pretty easy, right? Again, kind of pushing that all down. And then I'm trying to make sure I pull when I do that. That just helps that little fraying bit. And then we can close this back up. Any little excess can just throw on there. Now, all rugs that I make, and all rugs that all people make, are not machine washable if you are buying a custom rug. And part of it is because of stuff like this. But also because of the backing material, I wouldn't trust it in the hot water. Oh, nice. Cool. So, what we do next is, I made this little guy a while back. He's not 100% big enough to put down, but I kind of just like using them anyways as a way to press. This one last little press, and because it all is aluminum foil, it doesn't matter if it gets it a little bit. You know what I mean? It's not going to be the end of the world. So literally, that will take like 24 hours to then dry. And, you know, when it's done, you have this, right? You have a nice little rug. Isn't that cool? Of course, I made this one in honor of my ex a long time ago. It's been like 5-6 years now since I've actually last been in a relationship, and it was with a transgender woman. I dated this guy for about 9 months, and then he told me that he wanted to transgender, and I was like, cool, man, I got a girlfriend now. So me and her then dated for like 5 years. And so I was really happy with that relationship, and I was thinking about her recently, as I've, come out as non-binary myself, and so I was like thinking about her a lot recently, and I was like, I'm gonna make this one just for her. That, and I don't really like the non-binary flag. It kind of sucks. I don't like it. It's boring. So, next thing I wanted to talk about. I have decided that I wanted to just, these are my coasters. I make little coasters. This is what it look like when they're done. And you get a little backing on them and everything, right? And so, I am using the same stuff that I do make rugs out of. I'm using that now as my backing. And then I use the same thing I just showed you, where it's like I fold all these all over with whatchamacallit, the glue wall. Do that all the way around, and then same thing, put it down, let it get pressed, and then I can shape it, right? So I just wanted to show you that, and then this is something, will be a limited edition one, because I bought this. This is $10 a skein for this. This is all hand dyed, all of it. All of that is hand dyed material. Super pretty, isn't it? Isn't that so pretty? And so I'm going to shape that. That'll be perfect. And I haven't glued these ones down, so that's what it looks like before I glue it down. And then after I glue it down, it will look like that. And then I put a back on it. Looks like that, right? These will be launching this week. I was supposed to launch them at the beginning of this month, and it just didn't work out, but that's okay. So, I wanted to show you, how to do that rug. And that's the next step, right? And so we have that done. Awesome, right? I'll get the other one. I'll do that one on my own. You guys don't need to see it. You understand what I'm talking about. So, next step. This is another rug that I previously did. See? Very nice rug. That yarn is very pretty. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was a hand-dyed one. This one's so pretty. And then I got 3 of them. I have this one, and one more upstairs. And they're all different colors. So pretty. I got it off Mercari. Super duper pretty. I got this on Mercari too. This is all like this purple fabric. And this was to celebrate, I started working out. And so this was to celebrate me starting to work out. And so what we are going to do is 2 different things. So, for starters, I actually showed this last time, but I'm going to show it again because it is a fun process. I'm going to take all of this first away so we don't overspray on it. Okay. That helps with all the overspray. So, what we are going to do, we don't need this anymore. What we're going to use instead is this stuff right here. Robert's A2000 Quick Bond Spray Adhesive for carpet pads and more. Fast tack, fast grab, spray, low soak in with high bond strength. Pretty cool stuff, right? So, what we are going to do is, this has already been glued, right? So if you turn it over, you can see, you can't really, I'm still new, so you can see some of it. It's like I can still see the sides a little bit, so I'm working on that still, which is why these are all test pieces, right? To kind of figure it out. And so what we're going to do, we're going to take this spray, we're going to spray it, spray all over. Then we're going to take this backing right here, which is felt on one side, cloth on the other, like a jersey on the other side. We're going to lay that down on it, just like this. Lay that down, pat it all down, then we can cut it out and we're done with that rug. And that rug is essentially done. There is one more step though, which is to shave her. So we're going to do both of those steps today. But first, as you can see, my hands get dirty pretty easily. The solution for that, I went to a store called an Amazon Bins store. And what that is a store that sells things that came from the return section of an Amazon. And they buy it by the pallet and then put it in big like boxes, and they'd be like, all right, on Monday everything's $10, on Tuesdays everything's $5, right? And so I actually got 3 boxes of these gloves for $5. 3 brand new boxes, like literally brand new, never been opened. Someone must have, not liked them. Maybe they shipped the wrong one. But yeah, look, literally, this is 90 of them, and I got 3 boxes of the 90s. Now, they are extra large, which is like the wrong size, but honestly, I don't care. For $5, you got my sale. You know what I mean? And I could put, whatchamacallit, rubber bands on this if I really want. Otherwise, a common tactic is doing that. Folding it and putting it away. And that will kind of secure it as well. But you want that because this stuff is extreme. As it says for carpet fast tack. You don't want to be spraying that all over your body. No. No. So, we're going to shake it up a little bit. Make sure everything's kind of away from it. Boom. Then we want to take our little backing, and I always like to spray a little bit more right onto it, specifically like the corners and edges. Okay, remember it's fast acting, so once you spray you have like 2 minutes tops, and even honestly 30 seconds later it's already pretty secure on there. So yeah, we're just kind of pushing, getting it all nice and sealed. Then we're going to turn it over, and we're simply going to cut it out. Now, I'm going to do what they call a rough cut, which means just cutting around. This is not a precise cut. The reason for that is because it's just too hard, frankly. Like, it's too hard to get a precise cut. See, like, this is me trying to do precise, right? And it's like, you can see I'm cutting the, the actual yarn to be able to do that, right? You don't want that. Let this dry before you really get in there and cut that little bit of extra, because you want to see how it's going to stick, make sure everything's doing good, then you can worry about that, right? So that is boom, 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 boom. Another rug almost done. Now we're going to take you back in time, Back to the Future, right? Good old movie. But yeah, so I'm going to take you back over to... There we go. Yeah. So I'm going to take you back over to my shaving section, which I am currently cleaning. Okay. So, let's take this. I'm going to take it on that thing as well. And we're going to move it over. Thank you. Yeah, this is an original idea. I looked it up on the internet and saw like silhouettes of strong men. And I downloaded it. I chose how wide it was going to be, the white, all that. I chose all of this. So this is 100%, you could say, my design in the sense of, sure, it is someone else's original work, but I have since, modified it considerably. So what we're going to do is just shave this little rug. Now, you do this to get a nice, even pile height over the entire rug. They do make little like kits and things that I will eventually be buying once I can afford it that will help me do this even better. Also, I want to say happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Happy Valentine's Day to all my family members and all your family members. And as I'm sitting here working, just remember that, the way you can be happy with me is you can share my work. You could go to Linktree/Chris Collected. And I have a tips, so you can give me tips. I have all kinds of fun stuff. And so, as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm going around the object at a 45-degree angle. And what this will do is it will set it up so that this thing is much more what they call sculpted, which means to shape the yarn so that you have a more dramatic appearance. I'm going to mute myself real fast. Yeah, we'll definitely make one and add some googly eyes to that one for you, Mr. CFL, for sure. And with sculpting, you could make, say, the body bigger or smaller, or there's all kinds of little things you can do. I didn't have to keep my gloves on for this, but I figured it'd be better. this is what I wanted to show. Was if you can kind of see here, I don't know how much it's going to pick up, but it's like I have angled these two pieces to come like down to a valley. And it helps it to kind of just like stand out. Because now the purple can really like live and breathe, see? Now, look at that hand, and look at this hand. Let's see if I can get it kind of like... See, this one, it's like, you can see it's a little bit rounder, a little bit more well-defined. Whereas this one, you still have kind of this like, and you can see it has like, it's not really perfectly circular. I don't know if that's picking up or not. You can see how this one, you see how round that is. Whereas you see this one, that side, left side, is really choppy. See what I'm talking about? And so we're going to go ahead and do that to the other side as well, because obviously no one would want to buy a half-done rug, right? And then, as I said, they do make a little mount for this, and it will make it so that you can kind of like preset a height. You know, just like when you're buying shavers for your, like for your face, they would have like, oh, this is a 2, this is a 3, this is a 4. They have the same thing in this as well. So I have been doing a lot of thinking lately, and I am considering reducing my number of live streams to maybe only 1 or 2 or a few a week, and then doing a lot more videos. I'm not really 100% sure yet. I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, I want to be successful, so I mean, whatever gets me successful, right? 1 second. It also helps to get rid of little pieces like this that are like just little pits. That way, something like this would just turn into like a 20-minute video on like how I made this rug, instead of being, a hour long on how I make this rug. But I'm also considering just still doing the live stream, but then like 2 days from now releasing this as like a video and doing that. So I don't know. I'm still like kind of 50-50 on the whole thing because I enjoy live streaming. I actually enjoy it. Like, it is something that I find relaxing, but also like productive because it gives me a timetable, right? It's like I have to make this rug today. Now, the only downside to streaming is if I want to make, say, 10 rugs and I want to show all of them, well, that would take 10 weeks to do. You see what I'm saying? Because you would have to see every week a new rug, right? Whereas if I did it as a just content, no live streams, then I could put out, 10 videos in 10 days or something like that. So, I mean, it is kind of one of those, screwed if you do, screwed if you don't kind of things. I did, YouTube was like, hey, we're asking some of our creators to do, like, a survey. And that was, like, one of the #1 surveys things I put. I was like, I can't tell what's making me money or what's going to give me an audience, Okay. And kind of go in here and fluff that guy out. And then actually I have that thing for that, right? Oh, right there it is. I also got this for $1 from that same place. It's called Jackpot Bins in Phoenix, Arizona, in South Phoenix. Because a lot of the other ones are in other parts of town, and I don't want to go to those. I was like, I'll go to the one that's local to me. So I went a couple weeks ago and got this too. I went for the $1 day, found one of those. Yeah. Well, that's, for instance, that's why I put out a YouTube short today. That YouTube short, like the one I have, the Halloween one, is actually my highest video of like last year was the YouTube short. And I was like, okay, well, I gotta start pumping those out then. And so for the next like week, you'll be seeing a lot of YouTube shorts from me. I'm just gonna take all my videos and redo them as shorts. Okay, so I like that. I think it looks good at this point. I do have to, again, trim it up a little bit. And yeah, save my hands, didn't have to do much there. But yeah. This is to symbolize me and all of my inner struggles and turmoils and, because it's like a dark color, but still kind of light, right? Like if you start looking at it, let's get you into the light there. You start looking at it, like you can really see the kind of there's depth there, right? That's why I felt this symbolized me, because like I'm trying to be strong, trying to be my own man, but at the same time, it's like there's a lot of inner stuff, I'm still trying to figure myself out, which is why, I'm called Chris Collected, right? And you know what they say in art, you gotta know when to step away, and so I'm gonna step away from this one. I forgot to mute myself. But yeah, so that is a rug, and technically done once I finish, snipping these little babies here. Will be done. There we go. Good. Yeah, the shorts, I agree. I see a lot of people watching them. I personally, I don't. I like long form content. That's why I like doing live streams, because I like long form. That's what I prefer. I'd watch something, for 4 or 5 hours, same guy. I do it all the time. But I know not everyone does that. So it's like I want to be able to get my content out there to everyone, even if you watch the live streams or not, right? And then I always want to do one more double check before I like call it done of like, oh, did that actually stick, right? Like, see, didn't stick there. So it's like we'll go back at the end and just kind of make sure all the corners are stuck. And I think I'm going to end up waiting until I get the hot glue for that. And that way I can hot glue all these little extra pieces down. Which a lot of people do, or some people actually take a needle and thread, and they needle and thread the whole thing. Which, if this was a $1,000 rug, sure, I could do that. But I'd sell this for like, $20-30, and that's it, right? So it's like, it's not worth it to do all that kind of work. I like hour shows, but shorts are something you can watch. Yeah, we time is short, absolutely. Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, so this is a done rug. And I mean, here, 1 second. Let me. I want to clean that back up a little bit, and then we can kind of this thing. Put them off. Okay. But yeah, see, that is a done rug. Hello, Umpty. Yeah, man. This is my tough guy rug. Isn't that cute? Very cool. So, we have one more that we need to do. Let's go back to position 1. Do. We back. We back over here now. Okay, so let's do this all one more time. One more time with feeling, right? And not the old saying. So we have us here a Funko rug. The Funko rug. So what we're going to do, flip it over. We're going to get our backing fabric kind of ready. Like, okay, it's ready, it's there. We got our Roberts. And then that's why we didn't take the gloves off, right? I wanted to do it twice. Alright. And then I tried to clear this stuff out and make sure it's nice and clean. And then ready, steady, go. Alright. And then pull it tight that way. Alright. That sucker got a backing on it. What'd you say? I'm surprised no one has claimed the Funko rug. Figured someone won it. This is industrial glue, so yeah, man, for sure. I saw someone on side one time do this. They like grabbed all of it and like squished it, and so I'm gonna do that too. Yeah, I think the Funko run, I was hoping the same thing, that I would have someone look at it and be like, hey man, can you make me a Funko rug? Like, I'm thinking maybe it's the colors, or maybe it's like the the it's not good enough. Maybe I don't know, but we'll figure it out. The plan is I'm going to make like 2 or 3 more of these. Probably a little bit smaller too. I'll make one like half the size, and I'm thinking about making one that's like the size like of 3 or 4 Funkos, right? And that way I could sell it as like, here's a Funko display mat. Instead of a rug, sell it as a Funko display mat, right? That way it's like, because I mean, there's like the rug coaster people, you know what I mean? And there's like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's all the rug coaster people, and there's like the people that make the stands and all the shelves, all that kind of stuff, right? And I was like, ooh, this is my take on like a Funko shelf, But I haven't decided yet. Like I'm trying to get the size and everything right, We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out though. We'll figure it out. Maybe it's just like bloody, because I know there's the bloody version, there's glow in the dark versions, there's flocked versions, and so if I like put flocked and had that as a word, and then be like, this is a flock display, something like that, I'm considering my options there. You know what I mean? Like I haven't lost hope yet, and I'm kind of just like figuring it what's going to happen. As I said before, we're going to go fussy cut it, which means just to cut like an inch around. You could say it's a little bit wasteful, but that's fine. Ooh, also, I did finish this one. I didn't do a great job though. There were some problems. But it is done. I'm gonna get all these done too. This is like, practice. Make sure I can get all my backings down, everything like that. So, let's take it over to the other spot. Move this one out the way. Put that one in its place. And move the camera over. Doop 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 beep 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 beep. yeah. The fumes. I have like 5 what you call like fans in here, and while I'm streaming, I have them all set to like low. But then as soon as I'm done streaming, I go and I turn them all back up to like full, and then I have windows like in the back of my house are all open. That way I can kind of like get the fumes out of here. So we're going to do the same thing we just did with the other one. We're going to shave it. This stuff, in my opinion, looks way better the second you start shaving it, really. Fun fact about this rug, the black, half of it, if you watched the episode, I ended up stopping like here and I ran out of black. What was funny about that is I went to the store to then buy more black, right? Obviously. I cannot find any. The black, I couldn't find the stuff that I previously used, and so I actually used 2 different companies for my black on this particular project. And so I thought that was pretty funny. Turns out you can just use sometimes, because earlier we were talking about, the 2 different transgender rugs, and they claim to be basically the same, but they were not, obviously, right? Whereas these 2, the black, were the same. So you guess you never really know what you're buying, right? But I do love Funkos. Well, as much as any collector can, right? It's like, I think all of us are the same way. It's like we love it and then hate it the next day. We're like, I can't stand it. And then a week later, I'm like, I'm buying more Funkos. You know what I mean? It's just kind of how the collector's world works. And they know that. They know that they can get you on the next one. They don't got you on this one. They'll get you on the next one. Oh yeah, for sure. And with this rug, I'm not actually sure I even want to sell it. It's kind of one of those things of like, I might end up keeping all the rugs from this month, and then next month in March start selling rugs, and keep all these as just like samples. Yeah, I agree. I do need samples, right? So it's like we'll probably keep these Funko ones, and like the Batman ones and that kind of stuff, I had already planned on keeping. And like stuff like this is like I still need to learn how to really do that at a high level. But also it's one of those things I wanted to show this kind of process so that if you see someone charging hundreds and hundreds for a rug, now you kind of understand it's like this is not a 1 day process. This is not a 1 hour process. This is a multi-day, multi-hour process. And that's just for a small rug. They come much bigger. You know what I mean? And so it's just something to to think about as you go in your life. And it's like you're busy, you're doing all your things. Just remember, I'm sitting here shaving rugs, and I love my little job. It's a very nice job. So thanks for you guys stopping by today, whether you're stopping by for a minute or for forever, the whole stream. Thank you guys so much for coming. I'm winding down here where we're almost done. We're just going to get a little bit more of this Funko done. And so I did want to remind you that my name is Chris Collected. I'm a queer subversive artist specializing in digital and physical media. This is kind of an example of both. My coasters will be going on sale officially tomorrow. live on my website. I have some ads and stuff I've made, so be sure to check out my Instagram tomorrow. I will have, full details on that. If you don't want to use the website, you can contact me directly, and I'll just, give you my PayPal, and you can do it that way. I don't truly mind either way. Some people do prefer PayPal because it, you don't have the fees that you have with like a Shopify or something like that. Which I have looked into it, and I think I am going to switch over my account to Shopify. So soon the website will kind of like it's up for now, and then I'm going to take it down and then redo it onto Shopify and then relaunch it. I was hoping to do that before I launch the coasters, but I just haven't had the time. But that's alright. I mean, in my opinion, I think already it looks way better. You guys tell me what you think. You think it looks better? Maybe next time we have to get another camera on the left side here so you guys can kind of see both of it. Also, tell me if you like this content. I can always, I could keep the content however you guys want, plus, obviously my opinion on it. But I mean, if you guys are like, oh, I don't really care how the stuff is made, I just want to see it done, I could always do that kind of videos too, right? There's a section on Twitch that's just called Just Chatting. So we could always do that. I could be like, hey, my rug's done, let's just talk about it, And I do want to do some of those. Alright. For a second there, I thought I had broken my my thing here because it wouldn't suck it no more, and I was like, oh, I looked at it and the bag was full. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Just getting the last little bits. If you could see here, I don't know if it will show up, but a little tiny bit of glue. See that little white speck? A little tiny bit of glue is like on there. And so, we're just going to chop that little sucker off. And no one will ever know. Shh, don't tell nobody. But yeah, so there you go. That's the Funko rug. Let's go ahead and do the same thing we did last time, and we're going to do our final cut on this. Also, I will be keeping these as well, using them for stuffing. So, you know, say if I ever do plushies or a Muppet or a doll or a puppet, right, whatever you want to call it, I would use that to like help stuff that puppet. That way, no waste. You know what I mean? Or less, very minimal waste. There's always some waste, right? But it's like, it's okay to take a little something, throw it in a corner, and then use it 2 years later, right? Because technically I plan on doing puppets in another year or two. Like, you know, as the company expands, it's like I want to do more and more content. And one of the next couple of years is puppets. Because I love puppets. I grew up with them. And, you know, there's a big resurgence in puppetry. It's actually a very popular, like, hipster thing to do now. Isn't that funny? Like, dolls and all that. It's actually very popular now. I think it's because a lot of us grew up on it. The Mr. Rogers and the, you know, Pee-wees and all that kind of people. They grew up on puppets. It's gonna be loud for a second. While I do one little finish. Okay. Alright. So, today we have finished 2 rugs. We have this one. Done. We have this one. Done. Got little bits in it, but that's fine. Done. Okay? So that is how you take a rug, you shave a rug, you finish it. That's everything I do to finish it. Now it is technically, I mean, you gotta fix little stuff like that still, but now it's technically sellable, right? And so, if that's something that would interest you, hey, hit me up. In March, I will definitely open up like a commission list of $50 and under rugs. Because obviously I'm not at the $1,000 level, anything like that yet. But I do, in March, want to open up 5 commissions for $50 and under rugs. Which would be approximately this size or this size, depending on the complexity. Like, I consider this to be probably more like a $75 rug, and this is more like a $25. So, you know, that would be a 50. You see what I'm saying? Like, a couple extra inches. See, this is an inch bigger and is 8 inches wider this way. And 2 inches wider that way, right? So it's like 4 inches would be like 50. And only 2 colors. 1, 2. 1, 2. Right? And then I might be doing a list of flags as well. Alright, so taking a bunch of transgender flags, make like 10 of them, and then just sell them online. And see, this is at the $50 tier. It's almost like I did it on purpose, huh? It's almost like I thought about it ahead of time. What? But yeah, seriously, this one is 4 inches bigger. This one's 8 inches bigger. And this one is, I forget the actual size. It's 17. And this one is 25. And the small guy is 21. Right? So yeah, these things are thought of. I'm not just randomly making shit. I am thinking about it, right? So this is text, this is image, that's symbolism, right? So it's like showing different things that I can do, my skill level, as it is not at the highest level yet, but it is good enough to make a product, right? Okay, enough of my speech. Hold on. There I am. Okay, so my name is Chris Collected. I am a queer subversive artist specializing in digital and physical media, meaning I live stream 5 days a week or more. And Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I play video games. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I make rugs. Well, at least for now, I make rugs. I also do all kinds of other art. Go to linktree/Chris Collected, and you can subscribe to my Twitch. I'm going to put out a video this week. Hopefully, I haven't filmed it yet, so hopefully this week I'll put out a video that will help you do your Twitch Prime. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you could give me your Twitch Prime. That gets me money every single month, and it's the best way to support me right now. It is honestly, hands down, the best way to support me is going to be give me that Twitch Prime, because I make money directly from it. Okay? So, I will put out a video this week on how to do that, and I'll probably put out a short as well, just because both of them are good ways for me to increase my revenue, but also to increase my fan base. I love myself, I love my job, and so please help support me so I can keep going and keep having my dream job. And hopefully I can help you achieve your dreams too. Whether it's in rugs or art or crafting, or you just want someone to talk to, I'm here. Thank you guys so much. These live streams, they take a lot out of me, but I love it. It's something that being afraid of a lot of things in life, it was hard for me to do. And I love it. I love this choice that I made. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to trust in yourself, honor yourself and others, and create a world that's safer for everybody. Thank you so much. My name is Chris Collected, and thank you, Debbie Doo, for stopping in. Thank CFL12 and Umpty for commenting. Remember, at the end of this year, you will automatically be entered into a contest, and the top 5 commenters will get a $50 set of free merchandise from me. That will include this year's rugs. It will include resin, tote bags, stickers, all kinds of amazing things. And all you have to do to enter is comments. And that's it. CFL, Debbie Doo, and Umpty all entered today. And they will all get a chance to get $50 in free stuff. Or more, depending on how my sales go. But for last year, it was $50. And so hopefully I can do even more this year, right? I just gotta get some sales going, get all that kind of stuff. Also, happy Valentine's Day to everyone. My Valentine's Day was spent alone here in my house. I went and did some shipping earlier this morning. And the guy at the post office was like, happy Valentine's Day. And I was like, oh yeah. I do have to go call my grandma after this. I always send her flowers every year. And so hopefully you got flowers too. And, I know I didn't get no flowers, but that's okay. My flower is you subscribing to me or giving me a tip or, sharing this, whatever you can do. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. Seriously though, this is my dream. I've had this dream since I was in my 20s that I really badly wanted to do this, but I was so afraid. I just never had the nerve to do it. Now I'm in my 30s, and I regret every day not doing this 20 years ago. And you know what? I don't want to live like that way. So I'm okay that I'm not popular. I'm okay that it's not a $1 billion company already. I'm alright. It's okay. I'm still happy. And I hope you are too. Remember, trust in yourself, honor yourself and others, and create a world that's safe for everyone. That's Chris Collected's motto, and I hope it's yours too. That's right. Thank you guys so much. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Love you guys. Bye. See ya. Bye-bye. Ooh, what are we going to put on there next? What are we going to do next? If you would like to see something on this little guy, put it in the comments. You know, put a little, share it on your Instagram page and say, I wish Chris Collected would sell this, right? Something like that. Whatever you want to do to help support me, I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. See ya! Bye-bye! Happy Valentine's Day. Bye.